Hello and welcome to this video where I will talk about developing in DBT to model and transform the data. So there are several ways to, we'll start with talking about the materializations. And there are several ways to materialize models in DBT. So what is it and when to use it? So we have table. When you develop in DBT, you can choose which materialization you want. You can choose a physical table. And here, the query performance, you use it when you want query performance and when data doesn't change frequently. You have views, they are virtual tables that runs underlying query each time it is accessed. So the data is not stored unless you run the queries. When you access it, it will run the queries, which will get the data. So it will reflect the current data. So it's lightweight models and reflect current data. So that is when you want to use it. And there's also an incremental materialization. So it's when you load and transforming new or changed data since last run. So it means that when you have a small amount of data that gets updated, you should use it. So you have your model incremental. So when you load new part of the data, you don't need to reload the whole table. Instead, there's only one small part that is new that is added to your table. So this is when you use incremental. And there's also ephemeral. So it's a temporary model that is not materialized as tables or views. And it's used as a subquery that other models can reference. So we'll actually use some ephemeral models that is not materialized as tables or views because we just use it as subquery. Okay, so in DBT development, there's also a very important concept of the Jinja macros. So you want to reuse the SQL code using Jinja macros in DBT. So here you have a macro that's called capitalize first letter. And here is basically SQL code that does that. It will capitalize the first letter. And when you're running it, so this is the macro definition, and this is when you're using the macro. So in another model, you do capitalize first letter within curly braces, and you put in whatever you want as input argument, and it will come into here as column. And then it will perform this SQL code. And in this way, you get the code that is more dry. So it's more don't repeat yourself code in SQL, which is really, really nice. And the compile, so these macros, they will be compiled when you run the DBT code. And they're compiled and stored in the target folder. So this target directory, you see compiled code. There are dimension, fact, marked, and source. And also there's this file called manifest.json. And here you have, it's a comprehensive representation of the DBT project. Everything is defined here for your DBT project. So for example, when you use Dagster later on, you just need to point to this manifest.json and it knows exactly what to do. So in this target folder, you have the compiled code, which is compiled to Snowflake in this case. And this is also a very important and very good tool to have when you're developing DBT is the DBT Power User. It's an extension in VS Code to simplify DBT development. So, for example, you can immediately see the queries that you are running. So you don't need to switch between DBT and Snowflake in order to see each queries. You get a lot of snippets for free, so it can help you in developing faster. Yes, so this is a really good tool to get familiar with if you're working with DBT. And with this, I would like to thank you for listening to this, watching this video about development in DBT. Thank you and see you in the next video.